We are gonna answer the question that you've been wanting answered. What happens if you charge your Samsung Mobile with a Dell laptop charger? Let's plug it in and find out. So what we have here is a Dell laptop charger, a 45-watt USB-C charger, and a Samsung phone that accepts up to 25 watts of charging power. You can use any Samsung phone for this test. Just keep in mind that different phones have different maximum supported charging wattages. So if you have a newer flagship, you might be able to get more power out of this. But let's get back to our experiment. First things first, let's understand the USB-C standard. USB-C is a universal connector that's becoming more and more common. And physically, it's very simple. It's just a port. That means it can connect lots of devices. Laptops, phones, tablets, hard drives, basically anything you can think of. We can plug them all in with USB-C. But there is more to USB-C than meets the eye. Because inside this connector is more than just power. There's also data signals, video signals, charging signals, lots of stuff. And the way that these signals are negotiated is with something called a protocol. This protocol determines what each device will do when they're connected together. One of the protocols that USB-C supports is called power delivery or PD. This is what allows us to charge our devices over USB-C. Now, because there are so many different devices that use USB-C, these devices have to negotiate the best power setting that works for both of them. This means that if you connect a low-power device like a phone to a high-power device like a laptop charger, the phone will still only draw the power that it needs. It won't overcharge or try to pull more power than it can handle. That being said, there's nothing stopping you from plugging in a Samsung phone to a Dell laptop charger. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, as far as charging goes, you'll probably notice nothing different. Your phone will charge just like it did before. However, there are some things happening in the background that you might not know about. Laptop chargers are usually pretty powerful. They come in different wattages, usually 45 watt, 65 watt, 90 watt or higher. However, most phones don't need that much power. In fact, most phones can charge perfectly fine with around 15 or 25 watts of power. Some high-end phones might be able to charge at 45 watts, but that's pretty rare. So while your phone will totally be okay charging with a Dell charger, it's not going to be able to use all that extra power that it's putting out. Here's what we mean. If your phone charges at 15 watts and you plug it into a 45-watt laptop charger, it's still going to charge at 15 watts. At best, it might be able to use all of the power that the laptop charger is putting out, in which case it would charge faster than if it were plugged into its own charger. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it simply won't be able to use all that power. What happens if you use a higher wattage charger frequently? Will it damage your phone or its battery? Probably not, but it could make it a little warmer than it would be otherwise. And over time, heat is one of the worst things for batteries. So that slight increase in heat could reduce the lifespan of your battery slightly. Another thing to keep in mind is that some Samsung phones support something called super fast charging. To use this feature, Samsung requires their own charger plus cable. So even if you have a high-powered Samsung charger, if it isn't the right one, you won't be able to use super fast charging. This means that if you are trying to use a Dell charger to charge your Samsung phone with super fast charging, it probably isn't going to work. So here is a quick summary of what can happen when you plug a Samsung phone into a Dell laptop charger. The best case scenario is that your phone will charge normally at its max supported speed. The worst case scenario is that you have an older or non-standard Dell charger that doesn't support power delivery or proper charging protocols. In this case, your phone might not charge at all, or it could charge very slowly. A cable that can't handle higher wattage safely could also cause problems. Do you want to use this setup every day? Probably not. But using this setup occasionally is totally fine and safe. Also remember that if you're going to be using a non-Samsung charger on a regular basis, it is best to buy a high-quality charger that is certified by a reputable agency like the Power Delivery. So there you have it. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next video.